Hi, my name is Hitesh and you are watching Metasploit Extreme on Kali Linux. Below is my web homepage where you can access much more detail about me and can find a contact box there where you can actually give me your feedbacks about the series. So let us proceed, and in this video we are going to have a look on the exploits. I've been talking around exploits and what are these exploits. So it's time to take care and step one more ahead in the exploitation world. In the later stage, I'll be discussing what are the exploits, stages, but discussing all these things at such a startup is regard pointless. So at a general, for now, let us assume that exploits are being categorized under just two categories, the active exploits and the passive exploits. If you remember from one of the previous video, we have tried to compromise into a system using MS080667 vulnerability. So those are the active exploits. They don't wait for anything. They just go up around, do their task and simply exploit or compromise into a system. They don't have a virtue of patience. These are the active exploits. But rather on the other hand, we have got a passive exploits as well. Suppose you have got a malicious website and you are waiting for a user to come onto your website and getting hacked or compromised by your systems. So you are having a virtue of patience. Patiently you are waiting for an victim to come onto your website or to read your email and finally getting compromised. So those are the passive exploits. Importantly, active exploits can be run as a background job by using -J option, while the passive exploits are different. You can have various interactive shells or rather sessions so that you can actually access them on the later time. And this was all about the active and passive exploits. So let's have a quick look back on our Kali Linux. So here we have got our session up and running. I hope it is quite visible. Okay, so what we are going to do first of all about the active exploits, make sure that you search for MS080667 vulnerability, have a XP Service Pack 0 or Service Pack 2 and can run those exploits. Since I have already shown how to use that exploit, I'm not going to repeat that again in this video. In this video, I'm only going to show you how the passive exploit work. So for that, what I'm going to do, I'll use this exploit. Make sure that you also search for this exploit. If you'll hit a search space MS07_017_ANI, you will definitely going to find this particular exploit. So I'm going to use it. Now I'm going to hit show options command to find out what are the options that I need to set up. So SRV port, that is port number 80, is running, and make sure URI path is also being out there as a /. So no option is required to filled up yet. So I'm going to set my payload yes after it, and payload would be Windows shell reverse_TCP. So this is going to be my shell. I'm again hitting a show option command to find out is there another thing that I need to fill up. So it says lhost, you need to fill your listen address also. To find out your listen address or your particular IP address, we have got a very simple command, and that command is ifconfig. So my IP address is 192.168.52.159. So I'll do a set lhost 192.168.52.159. Okay, so I hope it is correct. Yes, it is. Okay, after setting up all these things, lastly I always recommend to hit a show options command to verify that everything is good, up and running. And finally I can simply hit exploit and hit enter. So exploit is running at the background and server is being started. So we have got a website now at local IP 192.168.52.159. So anyone who is going to access that particular IP would be actually being vulnerable IP address, or I would rather say the victim when will access this particular URL, he or she is going to be compromised by the system. So let's try it. 192.168.52.159. So once I hit enter on this particular IP, the user will see that something miscellaneous is out there which is not of our use. While on the other hand, if I go to my Kali Linux, lots of things are happening, encoding into the Shikagetanai. I'll talk about these all things in the later stage. But our task is being done here. What I can do, I can simply hit a sessions -i command. I can hit this command and can find out what are the sessions available for me. So it says one session is available for you, Mr. Hitesh, that is shell windows. So I can interact with this session by using -i and number of the session, that is ID of the session. Okay, so finally I'm on the desktop right now. I can simply create, let's first check out that on the desktop there is nothing out much here. It's Hitesh personal and nothing else. What I can simply here, I can put a command mkdir and can say Hitesh Metasploit. So I'm creating a directory with this name, and I'm quite sure that this directory will be available here. Okay, so here it is. So this was the pretty simple and the basic usage about the active exploits and the passive exploits. And also what I can do, let me quickly show you what I can do with this. I'm aborting this session, and since we have got a few seconds more, I will show you how to actually go with the active exploits, sorry. So I'm going to hit a command search for MS08067 net API. In case you find any problem, just report me back at my email address. And what I can do, I can simply copy it and I can simply use it by the same procedure. It's nothing extra out here. Just hit the show options command, set the rhost, then set the payload, and finally hit the exploit, and everything is same in the exploit. But what is the difference, key difference here out here? Active exploits don't wait for anyone, while the passive exploits have the patience and wait for everything. So this was all about bit startup of the exploits. We will explore the exploits bit more in the upcoming videos. So thank you so much for watching and keep enjoying the stuff.